Picture a giant, sparkling rocket zooming high into the sky on a secret mission to carry our garbage far away from Earth and into the endless space. Welcome to Explain Like I'm 5, where we take mind-bending topics and break them down into fun, easy-to-understand stories. Ready to get curious? Let's dive in. Imagine your room is filled with toys and papers scattered everywhere. Now, what if instead of cleaning it up, you could pack all that mess into a box and send it off into space, where it floats among the stars? That's the wild idea some very creative people have thought about, launching our trash into space to solve pollution. Our Earth is like a big, beautiful house filled with trees, animals, oceans, and people. But just like your room, if you never tidy up, it gets messy. Pollution happens when garbage and harmful chemicals mix with the air, water, and land, causing problems for plants, animals, and even us. Some folks wonder if instead of dealing with the mess here on Earth, we could just send it away, far beyond our skies. So how would sending trash into space work? Think about your favorite toy rocket that you launch with a little push. In real life, giant rockets work similarly, but they are much bigger and need a lot of power. The idea is to collect our trash, load it onto a big rocket, and use powerful engines that burn fuel to lift the heavy load off the ground. These rockets must be strong enough to break free of Earth's gravity, which is like an invisible magnet that holds everything on the ground. Once the rocket escaped gravity, it would travel into the vast, dark space where the trash could float harmlessly among the stars. However, sending trash into space isn't as simple as it sounds. First, rockets are very expensive to build and launch. Imagine if you had to spend all your allowance on just one ride to toss away your toys. Scientists and engineers would have to design special rockets that can carry huge amounts of garbage safely. They would need to make sure that the rocket doesn't break apart or accidentally drop pieces of trash along the way. Nobody wants a cosmic junkyard filled with floating garbage. Another tricky part is that rockets themselves can create pollution. When a rocket burns fuel, it releases gases and chemicals into the air. So while the trash might be leaving Earth, the rocket's engine could add new pollution to our atmosphere. It's a bit like trying to clean your room by throwing your mess out the window. If you're not careful, you might just spread the mess around instead of really solving the problem. Then there's the question of what happens to the trash once it's in space. Would it simply orbit the Earth like a wandering satellite? Or might it eventually fall back and cause even more problems? Space might seem empty, but it's already home to many satellites, space stations, and even tiny pieces of metal floating around. Adding more trash could make it harder for scientists to keep track of everything, and might even cause collisions with other objects in space. All of these challenges teach us an important lesson. Even creative ideas need careful thought. Instead of just sending our problems somewhere else, we need to think about solving them right where they start. That means reducing the amount of trash we produce, reusing things, and recycling materials so they can become something new instead of turning into waste. It's like organizing your room. If you keep making a mess without cleaning up, you'll never have a tidy space to play in. Now, you might wonder if there's any way for you to be part of this big idea of trash rockets. While most of us aren't building our own rockets at home, learning about such imaginative ideas can spark our creativity. Maybe one day scientists will develop new technologies that make it easier and safer to send trash into space. Or perhaps they'll invent clever ways to recycle garbage in orbit, turning it into useful materials for future space missions, or even for building new things on Earth. The idea of trash rockets encourages everyone, from curious kids to grown-up scientists, to ask big questions and explore exciting possibilities. The trash rocket isn't just about throwing garbage away. It's a symbol of how we can think outside the box when faced with big problems. It shows us that even the wildest ideas can start important conversations about how we care for our planet. Just as we tidy our room to keep it neat and safe, we need to take steps to keep our Earth clean too. Every small action, like recycling a plastic bottle, reusing an old toy, or simply picking up litter, adds up and makes a big difference. Scientists and engineers are always brainstorming new ways to fix problems, and sometimes their ideas are as out of this world as launching trash into space. Even if we decide that sending garbage into space isn't the best plan, The discussion itself is valuable. It pushes us to think about our environment and how our choices affect the world around us. Big ideas like these remind us that protecting our planet isn't just the job of scientists or inventors. It's something every one of us can help with. Imagine a future where our trash is not just dumped somewhere but turned into something useful. Maybe space technology will someday allow us to recycle garbage while it orbits Earth, and we could even bring back new useful materials to build greener, better cities. Until that future arrives, the idea of a trash rocket will continue to inspire people to dream big and work hard to solve our planet's problems. Every time we learn something new about how our world works, we get a little closer to finding real solutions. The trash rocket idea teaches us that every problem has many parts, and every solution needs careful planning. It's not enough to just send our waste into space. We need to understand how to reduce waste in the first place, and how to take care of the things we have. In other words, sometimes the best solution is to fix the problem right where it starts. So, while the image of a rocket loaded with garbage might seem like a fun and fantastical idea, it also reminds us of a more important truth. Taking care of our Earth means looking after it every day. Whether it's through recycling, reducing waste, or learning about new technologies, every little step counts. And no matter how old you are, you can be part of the solution. The trash rocket might be a wild idea, but it's a spark that lights the fire of curiosity. It shows us that even the craziest thoughts can lead to important discussions about our environment and our future. And who knows, maybe one day, your idea, no matter how out of the box it might seem, will help make the world a cleaner, safer place. Remember, every big idea starts with a question, and every question can lead to a big change. So keep asking questions, keep exploring, and keep dreaming about how to make our world a better home for everyone. Because even the smallest step, like putting a toy back in its place, can make a huge difference. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your questions in the comments. See you next time on Explain Like I'm 5.